Hi, good people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And to the returning viewers, thank you for being here. You are watching Lily's Rams. Our stories have been carefully researched using open source and archive materials. Our stories are based on true crimes and real people. Each episode is produced with utmost respect to the victims and their families and their loved ones. Kevin Omwenga was born in 28th February 1991 in Kisii County. He was born to his parents, Omwenga Sr. and his mother. He had siblings, namely Wycliffe Omwenga and Vincent Omwenga. Kevin Omwenga joined a local primary school and later joined Kisumu Boys High School, where he completed his secondary education. His parents were not well off, and he surely came from a humble village in Kisii County. Hence, they were not able to raise his college fee. Kevin Omwenga knew he had to do something about his life. He had to get out of poverty. So he had to embark on a serious mission which would see him get out of poverty. So, in 2013, he embarked on a journey to the city in order to carve a niche for himself. His uncle, who was living in the city at that particular time, would host him. His brother Vincent was doing an odd job in Nairobi industrial area, and so did Wycliffe, who would later be a victim of circumstances, as he was a major key witness in Omwenga's fatal shooting, which occurred in August 2020. Wycliffe was a matatu tout working with the Transline company, who would later be taken out in a bid to conceal evidence about his late brother, Kevin, after witnessing him getting killed at the Galana Suits in Kilimani, where Kevin was shot dead at close range. From a young age, Kevin Omwenga was an avid car lover. He dreamed of driving big cars and living a lavish lifestyle, which he was oblivious of how he would get it. All he knew was that he had to get that particular life, and since cars were his first love, he walked into Insignia Motors along Ngong Road. Here, he got himself a car dealership job. He became a great salesman, and he had very good marketing skills and made social media a great platform for marketing the cars. He was determined to make huge sales that would at least help him make ends meet. He made many posts and made sure that they reached his target audience. After a while of marketing, Kevin would indeed make his first sale. This made him really happy and determined to make many more sales. It was such a huge milestone that he had achieved. Who'd have known that a simple poor boy from a small village in Kisii would have made such great achievements? Life in the city was proving to be a little easier for him. From the proceeds that he had made from his car sales and the salary that he had received from Insignia Motors, Kevin was able to rent his own house and buy essentials that would help him start his life. He would therefore move out of his uncle's house and rent a small house. There he began a life, something that made him work even harder. Coming from a strict SDA background, Kevin Omwenga was not so much exposed to the city life, and after observing how people party in Nairobi, Kevin Omwenga was enticed. Kevin joined the life of the party. He became a friend of the bottle and further got deep into Nairobi's nightlife. His convincing nature made him several sales. Not long enough, he was able to sell high-end cars and expensive cars, which bore him huge commissions. He was able to persuade his buyers into buying these cars, and that meant that his pockets were getting fatter by the day. His lifestyle gradually changed, and he was able to even convince his clients that he owned the car yard. His sense of fashion also became better by the day. he was able to don very good suits, shoes, and very expensive watches in order to catch the eye of the clients, and he was even later able to convince a lady by the name Rukia who was love-struck, and a relationship ensued. A poor boy from Kisii was enjoying the city life. Women, the bottle, and fancy life was what he had dreamed of. Kevin Omwenga had won her heart, and she was madly in love with him. In her mind, she had met her Prince Charming, who owned a kayad. She had gotten herself a millionaire, and therefore she was not letting him go soon. And soon enough, she started making trips to Kenya as she was Ugandan. After dating for a while, Kevin Omwenga started asking for money in order to finance his car business, and because she was in love and wanted to support her lover in order to expand his business, the trend went on and on. And Kevin Omwenga's greed for an opulent and flashy lifestyle went on, and he kept on borrowing and luring ladies into giving him money in the name of expanding his car business. At one occasion, his girlfriend even asked him to join her in Germany as she was doing well there. But Kevin declined and indicated that he was better off living in Kenya as he had identified a business niche which he was not willing to let go. He also indicated that he was making good sales, hence he did not find any reason to move to Germany. Kevin Omwenga got deep into the party life and was also involved with multiple women. Shortly after, Kevin was involved in a scandal after he tried to con a customer twice at Insignia Motors, where he was fired by his boss. He had broken his trust. Later, he moved to Lystra Motors, Lavington, where he met the scammers and the fake gold syndicate. He later quit his job at Lystra Motors. Here, Kevin did not know how he would live as he had quit his job, but after joining the fake gold syndicate, it was clear that he will soon be able to afford the lifestyle that he forever dreamt of. A while later, he met Chris Obure, who introduced him to the fake gold syndicate and fraud syndicate. Chris Obure is the CEO of Global Jet, who had amassed a lot of wealth, and therefore Kevin was in safe hands. Having gained trust from Chris Obure, Kevin was to live the life that he dreamt of. He was gifted a Range Rover by Chris Obure in order to appear more presentable to his clients. And after a short while, during a drinking spree, Kevin Omwenga got involved in a serious road accident, and the Range Rover was badly damaged and written off. And that prompted him to get a new high-end car in order to continue with his business. He got himself a Porsche Panamera, which made many doubt his source of money. How would a mere car dealer who was employed and survived with commission suddenly get all this wealth? He continued to show off money on his social media pages and often recorded himself driving flashy cars, raising so many questions. Every nightclub would come to a standstill when he would visit, as he would spend handsomely on expensive drinks in the company of beautiful women. Poverty was the enemy, and Kevin Omwenga had vowed to fight it by all means possible. Kevin Omwenga had become a household name, who even started hanging out with celebrities such as Tanasha Donna and many more. He was partying in flash clubs such as the Big Club, which only the rich could afford at that time. His drinks of choice were Belair and Hennessy. To match his lifestyle, he moved to Galana Suits in Kilimani area, Nairobi. It was later discovered that tycoon Chris Obure was paying the Galana Suits an apartment where Kevin stayed, and the cars that he drove from the Range Rover to the Porsche Panamera were fully paid for by Global Jet Company associated with the businessman Chris Obure. At the age of 28 years, his rented house was worth 150,000 shillings per month. His Porsche Panamera was worth 14 million shillings. It is alleged that Kevin Omwenga was killed because of a deal gone wrong. He was either shortchanged or he had shortchanged his associates. According to police investigations, the source of Kevin's income is still unclear, although there is doubt that Omwenga was involved in a fake gold scam where he allegedly got his millions from. Kevin Omwenga was killed under mysterious circumstances, and later, the only witness in his murder case, his brother Wycliffe, was killed. So, how did Kevin Omwenga end up dead? Kevin Omwenga's brother Wycliffe told police that he was in the kitchen preparing dinner when he heard a gunshot emanating from the bedroom. He rushed there where he saw Robert Bodo, the main suspect, leaving in a hurry, and found his brother lying on his back with blood oozing from his chest. When he entered the bedroom, Wycliffe rushed him to Nairobi Women's Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Bodo was arrested the following day and led the police to Sentu Plaza, located near Galana Suites, where a pistol and 13 rounds of ammunition were discovered. The firearm, believed to be the murder weapon, was found kept in a safe in an office belonging to Chris Obure, a businessman. Bodo worked as a personal bodyguard of Obure, who was also arrested in connection to Kevin Omwenga's killing. A post-mortem showed the bullet had killed Omwenga, and it had hit him from a close range, piercing through his heart and left lung, killing him instantly. The autopsy, conducted by Chief Government Pathologist Johansen Odor, also mentioned that the bullet was discharged from a high position and that he died on the spot. Omwenga's friend Mungai testified that on 20th August 2020, Omwenga had hosted a party at his apartment in Kilimani and invited some of his friends. At around 11 p.m., Bodo, together with Omwenga, went to the bedroom, and after a while, there was a loud bang. Wycliffe Omwenga, who is Kelvin Omwenga's brother, found Bodo holding a gun and Kevin lying on the floor with blood oozing from his chest. Bodo later denied shooting him and claimed that Omwenga had shot himself in a suicide case. Mungai, Wycliffe, and 5 guests rushed Omwenga to the hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. However, Bodo was not present when they took him to hospital. This raised more questions as to why Bodo was missing when they were taking him to the hospital. Remember, Bodo had said that Kevin Omwenga had shot himself. So why did he exclude himself from helping his friend Kevin Omwenga go to hospital? Did he go to conceal his murder weapon? Why was he absent? According to Mungai, Bodo joined them later at Kilimani police station where they went to report. A year later, in July 2021, Kevin Omwenga's brother, Wycliffe Omwenga, who was the primary witness in the case, was found dead in his house in Riruta. in what is suspected to be an attempted cover-up of the incident. He was set to testify in the murder trial of his brother, who was shot dead at his house in August 2020. Wycliffe Omwenga was the older brother of the murdered car dealer Kelvin Omwenga. He was working with Transline as a matatu tout. 2 years before the fatal shooting of Kevin, their mother had died in August 2018, and Wycliffe had plans to attend a memorial in August 2020 together with Kevin Omwenga, but Kevin's life was cut short when he was murdered and the plans could not materialize. Remembering his dead mother, Wycliffe Omwenga wrote, "All this sadness weighed heavily on Wycliffe that on his birthday month in March, he penned a sad birthday prayer." And it reads, "Lord, please keep sadness away from my heart and worries from my mind. Bless me with a life of happiness, good health, and a good fortune," he penned down. 5 months later, he was found dead. His lifeless body was found in his bedroom with few blood stains and the door locked from inside. Before his death, Wycliffe had a long-standing ambition to be a politician. Wycliffe had planned to run for the MCA seat in 2022 in Gesoni Bogeka, Kisii County before his untimely death. His brother, Kevin, played a major role in his political ambition by offering financial and emotional support, and he also gave him flashy cars such as Range Rovers, which would aid him in his campaigns. Wycliffe was also an avid supporter of the Arsenal team. He had earlier expressed fears for his life over suspicious people who trailed him constantly. Some of the fears were posted online, but he did not report the matter to the police. Wycliffe, who was Kevin Omwenga's elder brother, left behind 4 children and 2 widows. Details of the nature of his death were scanty and inconclusive. Even after a post-mortem examination by the chief government pathologist Johansen Odor, there was no cause of his death. Their father later died 2 years later, leaving the only surviving son, Vincent Omwenga. It was a tragic end for the Omwenga family, having lost their mother in 2018. Then Kevin Omwenga followed in 2020. Then his brother Vincent Wycliffe followed in 2021. Vincent was left alone in once a complete and bubbly family of 5. Kevin Omwenga was laid to rest in an emotional send-off in their family's rural home in Kitutu Chache constituency, Kisii County, in August 2020. For Kevin Omwenga, justice has not yet been served as his case has not been concluded. We hope that Kevin Omwenga and his brother Wycliffe Omwenga get the justice they deserve. May their souls rest in peace. I have been your host, Lily's Rams. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.